Kenapa? You can sleep after 21:00. Sini kayak baca-baca buku, grinding baca buku.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Can I help you?
Yes,
The man-
di sini anu deh. Ya.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in
Sur
their
la
facilities
live.
in Bétancourt, sur la clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued. The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinel, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
Armor like this isn't mass-produced. It would have
Custom.
probably been fitted. Perhaps there's a record of who signed for this particular suit of armor.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. Not yet, but I was 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
This is Precinct 50. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Over out. So Paris. Ugh. This game ini bawa
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bye-bye, Kun.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René.
Who my
What do
parents
you
means
want?
anything to?
I prefer the old name. Insulindian Lily.
Insulindian
Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. Bells of the revolution. You know what? No. They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them.
I'm sorry.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
I see.
She must be the woman from that picture. Jean-Marie again.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not while we have company. So, officer.
Thank you for the time.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Nah, ini samaran batu. Nyerah.
Again?
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again? Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer. Wow. Mythopoetically adequate stuff. There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
Solo lo ya.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them. Were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat.
Smallest church in the
That
same
went on
sense.
for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it. Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Yes, it was very cool. Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me.
A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it. No problem, sir.
The same small, heavy door. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Dipakai ya, kasih diminum ya. Nah, ini kan tandai.
The same small, heavy. The bullet is still. The note is written. The Greatest Innocence by Joao. Browsing through the various chapters,
Mining
your
kemarin
educational
Lucas.
survey is done. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Correct. Nothing as the question 2. Easy. Everybody knows that. Correct. Franco Negro. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Correct. There have been a number of counter. The most final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Correct. Everything. Congratulations. And A. You really navigated some treacherous waters here. You are really just talking to your...
Superstar.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice.
Fuck off.
You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
You quick select. Gak punya lumlok nih.
The same small, heavy door. No. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Okay, let's try that.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it.
All right, let's trash the place.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it.
All right.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Apa itu tuh?
You kick it. Gung-ho style. Enter.
6-5.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound.
Nice.
Satisfying indeed.
Filling you with a belief in your own body.
think the bracket's broke inside. I've always wanted to know what's in there.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter. Kudos.
Ruangan.
You can
Jadi
almost
sumit dong.
see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sit. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. Tips point both ways. The footprints do not speak. They simply exist here, a product of the dust, just as the footprints outside are a product of the mud and apparently different shoes. The footprints are of one type. They do not congratulate you for correctly recognizing what type they are not. The footprints go up the length of the room and back down. That is all they do. The footprints are still there. They have told their story. The dust has not settled again where these footprints have been made. The displacement in this dusty hell tells a story. Neither the footprints nor the dust speak their secrets, but you know it means that someone has been back here.
Pinball machine kayak yang di depan. Oh, yang pinball ini.
This seems to be some kind of workshop for fixing up pinball machines a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. Yes, Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. And it has been forgotten. Now there is only one working machine in the main hall. The rest is lost to dust. Remember the dice maker? Then that means... As the dice maker said, yes, it all fits. Not that it has anything to do with the case, but it is a nice connection. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Yes, it would mean that. And God would not like that. He should probably be made aware that his establishment is part of the neighborhood ghost story. Yes, pinball hasn't enjoyed a heyday for 15 or 20 years.
Pendapatnya Guard gimana? Apakah ada loot? 5 real.
Over there, in the corner. Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin-operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save
Turun
his
gunung
people.
ya.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit. Indeed, think of them as balls. It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with red. Go, go, Fingerboy. Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "Pale Rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening. There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death. With automation-like precision, you keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli, floating in the flow state. The fog is clearing, and suddenly the old speaker crackles. Gordy Ball is lit. A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's larger than the goats and matte black. Cornelius spell the white letters running across the equator. So violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss. Then proceeds to bounce all across the board as if carried by some demonic otherworldly inertia. High score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the Gordy ball to join the goats backstage. Cornelius vanishes, and the machine powers off. You didn't just win, you absolute legend. You joined a very exclusive club of people who've ever achieved this monumental feat. Too bad no one was around to witness your triumph. It was a high score, after all. Once again, the machine becomes one with the dust and the darkness. Life has left it, unlikely to ever return. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. The door does not budge.
Patay, di mo na kunci.
This small elevator is dimly lit, smells of nougat, and the maintenance card under the control panel reads, "Last maintenance." Looks like one would fit in there, yes. Although there are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descendre. The deep scratches on the floor suggest it was used as a...
Officer.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
What wall?
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face.
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's
fine, okay, a little. But so, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. And want me to make an exception for you? You're not even a... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know.
He really doesn't like it being classier.
What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Wow. She really isn't his taste. Her spell hasn't spread here.
Now, was there anything else? I have like 4,000 coasters to stack. Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Okay, what is back there? Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Yeah. Beat my high score.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not planning to sell them. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Everyone knows of it. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling. It's a sign of the Whirling in rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're
Are you sure
revitalizing
about
this
that?
neighborhood. Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion. Some real estate management company, they never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved. Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company. You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the Whirling. Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help. So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up? Yes?
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Huh? I'm not your janitor, cop. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's nothing there.
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The Hawthorne's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table to you. The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in...
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
That's an older building. Who knows?
The shrug is disingenuous. He's intrigued, if only for a moment.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Yes.
The man ponders his cooking. He looks up at you. Shrugging is an You see the key fit. The machine.
Reaction speednya kok minus ya? Dia gini wih baca-bacaan. Yuk, baca bahasa dulu.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Ouch, that must hurt. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it. Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoese forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoese name, bang-bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Cockatoo.
You're right. You're a fuckatoo embodied. This sorry-ass bird belongs on your heraldry. It probably doesn't even have feathers and only screams.
Fuck.
Anti-Object Task Force. Behold, the Anti-Object Task Force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the Darkened One. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage, a new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
Oh, nice. Sekarang Dick Mullen.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder in which he is a suspect. The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vespa to a small town along the Insulindium coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's an extremely unprofessional and hurtful stereotype that's offensive to all upstanding officers of the law. 2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vespa police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in by a man matching Mullen's description. Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vespa police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence. Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Diana Deneva. And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million, a knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret. Secrets are the currency of human relations. Your secrets are unknown even unto you. So does that make you a rich man or a beggar? Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead. A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height. And while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looks suspiciously like his own. Torvald, the art collector, is a strung-out mess. Frankly, it's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit. That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Diana Deneuve. Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder? One evening, Diana Deneuve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink hot. Well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer. The man's a prosecutor's nightmare. Solving a murder counts for nothing if all the evidence gets thrown out in court over police misconduct. As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Diana denies, I love you. Always aim for the center of mass. Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly. Who can you trust in this wicked, messed up world? That's exactly what Dick Mullen says in Dauntless Dick and the Fatal Appointment. Speaking of, your gut's seen better days. It's a cesspool of burbling acids, and when Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood. Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, fleeing a crime scene, destroying evidence. Even if Detective Mullen didn't commit the murder, he should be facing years behind bars. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both, can you solve the case before the cops close in? What is it, detective? It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective. Dick Mullen was made to crack skulls and solve cases. You're no tiger though, Harry. You're a man. It's your curse to have to choose. For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page, and see you won't find the answers you're looking for here. Is it really so evil, detective? Like what? Do you even have those? Yes. They're out there waiting for you. Just over the next rise. Up on Marvel Hill. Did you lose them? Or did they leave you? But then, what does this book know? It's just a poorly... So, who did it, detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? Could be. Who knows? Only one way to find out. You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of... You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick. Dozens of pages scatter across the ground. That's right. You never... In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken... Large letters on the front form a title, Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition, mega set. Mysterious things rattle inside. None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross. Hidden behind, a blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling You pry open the box. Inside, you find a reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen. A quick guide to the magical races of the options are in order of importance. The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being... The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious... The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog. They're just humans. What else is there to tell? You stuff it back inside the book. A quick guide. The options, the Welkin. The Welkin, a grand... The Tweog, they're just human. A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people. The least popular of the Wirral races, the Pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have. You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm. You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you. A colorful box with the edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman. The jacket copy proclaims, "Man from Heimdall returns he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City, where a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will Man from Heimdall be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing?" You open the book to a random page. Man from his arms whirling like windmills. You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38. Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Heimdall tribe. From the village of Heimdall, the ivory giant Man from Heimdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. The steel muscles of Man from Heimdall gleam in the humid jungle air.
This is so
Yet
mean.
the man does not
Gue
sweat.
banget.
In meditation, his soul a passage reads, "The man from Heimdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He read, thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Heimdall, I have grand plans for you, Man from Heimdall." She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. "First, you shall please me." Then in the final pages, Man from Heimdall mounts Gallavarin, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana, to find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Heimdall and the Three-Eyed Skull. In your hands you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina Dahl. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Grad. You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly. Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear. The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure? They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole. She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovor fish process. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers, ceaseless as life leaves their remains between the soil sheets. Their final thoughts are filled. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel from the sides of his head, because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. No advertisements, you notice. So who's funding this radical commentary? After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of content. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Perhaps they've overestimated the market demand for this kind of commentary. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, you flip back to the front of the magazine. This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president. It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases woman, against one bear. 2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and precisely, for too long, drink has been a scourge to the working class. And you flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. The actual article is surprisingly light on details. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdote. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée. Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines: Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its... Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaning, and that precisely is what's problematic. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races. Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. It's the stilted language and overconfident tone that's the real giveaway here. Armed with Lena's friendly green ape pen, by the time you're finished, the original article is nearly illegible. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with art. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that you flip back to the front of the magazine. In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers. The box has a nice heft to it. What treasures wait in store for you? Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions. The plastic wrap rips off. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet. Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel. The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples. The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points. That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassals. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners. Remember, there are many paths to victory in Suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play. Each cardboard token makes a satisfying ch as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you. In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, gray marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supramuindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves. It's a shame there's no one for you to play with. You hold the open game box before you.
Ada pengunjung tambahan. Tadi coba lagi.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why. A youngish woman. Gruff, but blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part.
A friend? An acquaintance. Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever... That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out. Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her. Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that.
Her mind?
We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind, the way it worked, the trouble it was giving her. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Thank you, friend.
Looking for something, Hunt? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You cubs don't run Rivachel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run shit. I ain't saying nothing. No, I'm not. I'm not coming anywhere. I don't know what you're talking. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another honest lorryman's job. Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You cubs don't run Rivachel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run shit. You're all bark and no bite. The real dogs are up in Jamrock. Everyone knows that. What? Here on the street? You won't? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwit. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not in trouble right now, and I don't have to tell you a...
Kenapa anjir?
Still here? What? I thought you were a different kind of cop.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax. Ask.
Here.
The keys to a motor lorry.
Salam.
Pretty complex.
Salam.
Looks like a chain lock.
The lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know. She left them to me because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise...
The other drivers would have to break in there to get the machines moving. And they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
Last Friday. I bet you are.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person.
Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something. Help someone.
I'm sorry, dude. Just trying to run an investigation here.
This green found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. This is the one the man pointed to. His friend's lorry. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just... The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera, the remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade No. 5. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio. It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together. Not without the dial key, no. Unclear. The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip. Matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene, which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like it, yes. You've identified the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys had anything to do with the drug trade? You should probably still talk to them, see what they've got to say for themselves. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But there's something strange about the passenger seat. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and the pull-out toolbox lies hidden under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. Voila, a stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen. This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. To Couronne, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol. the great solution to the riddle of history. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. The cluttered cabin of the abandoned lorry offers no reply. If only Lieutenant Kitsuragi were here to help you piece together the evidence. You stuff the maps back under the seat cover. Better not. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Periphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system. Pull out toolbox slice and close the rusty old lorry door. An old monument.
I've got nothing to say to...
One lonesome clown. What a sad side. What do you want? A witness?
That's just contacti status. Next.
Well, let's hear it.
He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised.
So, some moral intern crony. What'd he tell you? I bet he had a dead hooker situation.
Arab guy? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah. It's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
Damn, they wormed their way out of it, somehow. Try something else if you can.
Yes, enough of Charleville Drouin from Rue de Saint-Gelaine, 33B. Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos. That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, Theo.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed.
Oh, little shit. That's Kuno in the yard.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer is... fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all fours. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all fours. Anything else you need to know?
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand it.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my and you went and
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy, Everett personally sent me to take care.
The room is so quiet you could hear it. Someone has to...
Look, Copper, show it to him, T.
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man. You don't care about Evan.
Pigs, T.
I won't be on your bulletin board. You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb. We have machines since way before.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop.
Don't put yourself down, Angus.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something.
Where can I listen to this?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
Okay. Don't forget your tape, lawman. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Dapat tape.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but...
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is. It sounds like the boys would have preferred my saying it did happen.
She is not at all worried the tape will contradict her statement.
What does that recording say? May I suggest the stereo system in your room? Mine, unfortunately, only comes with a mimsy little radio.
Oh iya ya. Apa yang rusak deh?
The compact tape player, there's no fixing this one. Best find a new player. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion, out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. The click is used to spur on a horse. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you. You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too late.
Electrochemistry.
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps. It tastes like many things. All melted. No, of course not really. It's just a metaphor. Already you can tell you're A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's too late. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too... A mirror hangs on the bathroom. It's too... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely... It's too late. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks... A mirror hangs... The bed is still cold. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like
thoughts, baby.
Oh,
a million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Bisa aku ulitin.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy. You can never forget this shit.
Beautiful.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged. Kicking and screaming. Running. And for what?
For the working class. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
Damn it, what the hell is going on?
Good. You're up. Listen, it's a suspicion. Or every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité. Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like, whoa. This isn't like a committee. Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. Good luck. Your report.
Anjir, pagi-pagi wis ngudut ae mbak iki.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed.
You can't fire them up. They are broken.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about.
No, I love it.
He doesn't.
No.
It's strange that he doesn't.
Us?
Stop.
Okay. I don't like pinball because I had to learn to play it for an undercover job.
Super. Tip-top.
Yes? I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to put the bottle away, and I hope we don't even need to discuss the street drugs you've been abusing. Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? But isn't that your job? Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility? Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn towards moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villeudran, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking. Now, was there anything else?
Hi again, Gendarme. Oh, a committee. And if I may ask, Gendarme, what is the... God, of course it is. My friend is always as though I don't have enough going on already. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know he might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. I guess you will. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
A lorry, the smell of... There's something odd about the passenger seat. Voila.
Bonne prise. Best not to...
The stack of maps looks... Voila.
Bonne prise.
This toll booth there. Hundreds of thousands. To Kuron. This... No storm. The final map. These...
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 with cool names, like La Puta Madre. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name, without the winces and whispers that usually accompany.
Best not to disturb the scene.
The stack of maps looks just like before. Looks like...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many...
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for it. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organization.
A 20-kilometer radius at least.
Doesn't look like...
The ghostly actresses and the rusty toolbox under you wedge your... But one sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? Another... Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it to yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
The movie stars are still close. The rust. An old monument stands in the middle.
Huh?
does Kuno care? Yeah? The king... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit. That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking gross. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Yeah? You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly you...
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly...
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
Fuck are you talking about? What?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruct...
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Your Get
lost,
Kuno does...
I think I'm tasting.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help? Los Ardis? They're sort of like you. The little boy I did good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To seek...
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
I think so.
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down.
That's one brutal... If I were a real skull now... A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this? Yeah, try...
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my...
It's just theoretical work.
Skulls. Now there's a strong...
I can tell you who we're not. Cop. We're not snitches. Or skulls. Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches. The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, Cop Man, is...
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her a...
Odd. There isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're pissed. And the lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is... Yep.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder...
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are.
Apart from the unions themselves of...
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are. We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Because we can be just as psycho.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before...
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to...
Hey, there's no need for that.
Yeah. Didn't you cop... Mm-hmm.
You don't know? What kind of cop are...
The Skulls are the most vicious...
The nat...
Possessing an
Okay.
infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus...
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying...
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as...
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock.
I can't wait to become...
Murder?
Yeah, sure. We'll...
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean...
These punks don't know anything.
Hey! Stop right there!
Fucking philosophy, man.
Like murder, or wasting your life away.
Nope.
Don't tell him that.
You already said she's a skull.
Just don't tell her you heard it from Piss and Fuck, alright?
Alright, we have a lead on the gloves.
What about them?
Like I said before, many men keep searching. To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure. You get more fish in a shorter time. Because when one fuck...
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that character... The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper... What I mean by this is...
Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two...
Yes? Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify porch. What are you implying? For what? The concept of getting dressed is familiar to me, but wearing jackets like these isn't appropriate for an RCM officer. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, seems about right. Especially...
That's an origin story for it.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you? That ride is...
Hey, piss...
These guys aren't.
Off black berarti intimidasi sebetulnya.
That ride is...
Hey, piss...
These guys aren't.
Ada kok yang half black. Mana minus? Ada.
That ride is...
Hey, piss...
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys drew suggest they're massive skulls.
What? No! Skulls don't have...
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly.
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Shut the fuck up!
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
Fuck you, man. Take them then. Oh, man. Okay.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you. This case doesn't require us to go undercover.
Cold-hearted cop.
The need will not arise.
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was...
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
Dapat anjir. Apa worst?
Yes?
Fuck does Kuno care? So? North Jamrock.
Kuno said you're fat!
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno...
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying after this shit.
Yeah, real interest.
Kuno doesn't...
Excuse me? I don't know. Supposed to what now? No, you're not. Don't think that. You're the cockatoo who offered to find my stew.
She doesn't want you to be the fuck-up.
Right.
She gives you...
Let's stop.
You're back. Good. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you... It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the survey. In any case, it's a relief to know someone...
If there is an investigation, it...
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our ring. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small...
Since you are sharing, man.
Then we're on the same page. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a... Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as they wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, he was taken out behind the whirling in rag. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to... It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent...
What is the nature of this?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a... If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute...
The Berdarah have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from the remaining contractors. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local...
This does not come as news to us, but...
last Sunday night. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometimes good. Not much. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht...
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi. Sadly, no. Before this happened, if you still have access to the ICP's database, you...
Do you know a lot about the inner work?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach. If you mean did I see him alive? Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body.
He was, Occidental, I think.
And that seems to corroborate the ethnicity we gave.
Like a crossword puzzle solver, or a master at the guessing game, Peng.
They've gone to ground, as it were. They don't have the same
What's
respect
happening
for the
in Benton,
Revachol
really?
citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly,
Did you miss the part about ceramic?
that is a bad idea. One I won't.
One is obviously the SCAP leader at the harbour gate. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe,
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
your concern may be appearances.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case...
Where is your radio for contacting them?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start.
They don't report their progress.
Not on this matter. It's a
You're
matter of
talking about
days,
August.
not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else, of course. Excuse...
For about half a minute, in silence, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accord...
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read... I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points them close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die.
Where is he now?
The times have changed. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital. Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder.
The old world passing by, and the new world.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments. His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade. I am relieved you think so. I don't... Is there anything else I can help you with?
Let's compromise.
Give me a moment.
Alla. Bah. Nah, di mana ya? Kok lupa? Kok lupa? Apa lu tempatnya? Ini loh.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a conspirator.
Have you noticed the quiet? This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the siren.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? All right, Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little... If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast. No. That's all the snitching. I have a weakness for animals. It's the...
Or a weakness for police officers, miss.
Tinggal petanya aja yang benar.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing because you see it. All the other walls on all the other houses must... Oh, wall father.
Huh?
He sounds tired of it all.
Sure. I suppose we have to pass by it again at some point anyway.
A small mountain.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome. Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability.
Shelves filled. Shelves full. Several maps. The maps look old. This large map displays ozone, Laurentide, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mites you can uncover lost little pearls. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of coast connections to other worlds. You have little idea what perhaps they are gods. The north coast of a verdant island. To the east, rolling hillsides. Huron. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No. It's not really a map. Still, it's detailed.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents. That old thing, from when some design... They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame.
Slowly.
Perhaps not.
Always good to be informed of your...
Oke, dapat map.
worn mat. Your finger moved. Finally. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. 57.
In the cabin,
Oh, look.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lot. Oh, very interesting.
this is how... All right, yes.
Wow. And they can be yours for a mere...
The lieutenant tilts his...
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
You keep coming back. That's good.
Something cold.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. A rusting control. You grab the handle and pull the lever up as the water lock starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way.
Focus on one.
Map baru. No cost of us.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts, yet someone used to live here.
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur, for cheap. A black bloc, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but yes, for you to scavenge like a post-apocalyptic scavenger.
It's not meant as an act.
We should move.
Tinggalkan aja. Itu TP. Mau beli nyungsep itu.
There's no way to, but even just holding the tape, a pawn shop.
Nama retorik.
These are some... You're a little more moralist now, buddy. Makes sense.
Itu nggak ada mudah. Buliram yang manis. Banyak akhir bagus.
Banged-up motor carriage lies half. It must be cold and lonely. The seawater has already started to corrode. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez?
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet.
Oh, yang rute
My
yang
guess is it's been here
standing
since
di
last
atap
Saturday or
itu.
Sunday.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening. Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yes. Crazy recklessness. I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
The motor carriage is properly stuck. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most. The logo is too deep in the murky water.
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside. I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, the hinges creak under your weight. Dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice crack. The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, two birds on a wire. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
God, I hope so.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
41? Kan pressing di sini.
A precinct, yes. A police precinct. Precinct 41, your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this.
It's my mobilnya.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't. There is also a fourth thing you've lost. More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
Bu. Ibu.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real.
40,000.
But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this. Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema. People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly. Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
It's sunken too deep. There is no access ramp.
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but you can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn. Of whom? I don't think so. Yes, let's go take a look.
Musola. Ngapain? Udah nih maghrib, padahal wis maghrib. Iki lho, ono putih wajah iki lho. Ya, ada jadi salvage. Patch ya. Ini lagi ditutup ini. Iki dijone bisa gerak. Sudah ketemu kah? Kocok begolone. Bin. Kocok begolone wis ketemu.
Belum kayaknya.
Hah? Wah, bahaya ya. Alamat nanganu iki. Gede kuburan iki kok kan ngono ngotot bis. Miring terus saya ketemu ibu Plengar mencari sing clear biru lain alasannya ketok clear biru gampang golek aneh iya gledak-gledak lek putih angel
The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Huh? Sarcastic self-pity. I understand the situation looks...
Aneh MKD. Kamu pilih warna apa?
Sing abu-abu ae lah. Sing abu-abu.
Ambek
ya wis abu-abu sisanya aja. Oke, sampai sini dulu.
Kamu baru mau motor ini?
Belum. Belum.